Hello, welcome to A Week in Watches, episode 26. This is a weekly look back at interesting watches, news, and stories. I am not Zach Weiss. My name is Blake Bettner, the managing editor here at Worn & Wound. You'll get more of Zach soon, but for now, strap on in. We're heading into this week's news. But first, this week's sponsor is Whatnot, a live stream auction app where you can buy and sell unique items as well as connect with other collectors in real time. Stay tuned a little bit later in the show to find out about some awesome giveaways in the next Wind Up Watch Shop stream and where to find them on Whatnot. We're going to start things off with some breaking news from the world of Rolex. They have just announced the creation of a CPO, Certified Pre-Owned program that will be launching this month at select Bucherer retailers and for more retailers coming this spring. This is an authenticity guarantee. The watches have been serviced up to their standard. Potentially polished replacement parts, I'm not real sure, but something to keep an eye out for. It'll also come with a nifty tag saying it's a CPO watch. This will be available only from authorized dealers of Rolex. What this will do for secondhand pricing or pricing in general within the pre-owned sections of these dealers, time will only tell. But if you're nervous about buying pre-owned Rolexes from the internet or any places like that, this could be a good option for you. James Bond turns 60. Not the agent, of course, the franchise itself. And Omega, never one to miss such an opportunity, has released a special edition Seamaster 300 around the occasion. This is kind of a best of old and new, combining the watch we saw Pierce Brosnan wear in GoldenEye way back in the mid-90s, 95, along with the video game as well, by the same name. Classic video game, that. So this brings the tight blue weaved dial into the modern Seamaster 300 case. At 42 millimeters, it's got a beautiful mesh bracelet on it. The dial is surprisingly restrained. There's no 007 callbacks or anything like that. All that goes out the window on the case back, though, which features the gun barrel motif along with a little animation of Bond walking into position as we've seen in the opening credits of all the movies. If restraint isn't exactly your thing, there's another version made in Canopus Gold with a gem set bezel done in the colors of the Jamaican flag, which is a nod to the location that Ian Fleming wrote some of the original novels. The dial is a gray natural silicon material, which has kind of a urban camo vibe to it. Quite lovely. The pricing on this one falls into the if you have to ask a category, well into the six figures. If that's not quite your bag though, the steel version will come in at $7,600. Moving on, IWC does more than Pilot's watches. This week they've released a new Portofino with a perpetual calendar complication. This is the first appearance of a perpetual calendar in the Portofino range in quite some time, and it is a welcome one. This is a watch that uses a in-house IWC movement with a Kurt Klaus developed module. He did this back in the 80s, and it still works to beautiful effect here in this watch. It synchronizes the display of the calendar, which would be the day, the date, and the year. So it's all controllable through the crown. No push buttons on the side of the case here, which has really been the only thing holding me back from other perpetual calendar watches, if I'm honest. This one here, though, is priced. It's starting around $25,000, maybe a little bit more. It's offered in steel and gold. It's 40 millimeters. It's under 13 millimeters in thickness. Overall, a really beautiful execution on this watch. Pricing aside, what I really love about this watch is the dial. It's refreshingly free of clutter. The only stuff there is what you need. The calendar sub-dials and nothing else, really. And some discreet branding. So well done to IWC on this beautiful perpetual calendar, and I love to see them going beyond their Pilot's watches range. And now, a quick word from this week's sponsor, Whatnot. Imagine a mix between social media and a live marketplace. That's what the app Whatnot is like. Whatever you might collect, from sneakers to playing cards to watches being auctioned and sold live. Watch the auctions, chat with the hosts and other viewers, bid and buy at your discretion, all within a single app. Join Wind Up Watch Shop on December 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern for their second live stream featuring Patrick Marlett. This week they'll be featuring the Benris Series 3061, a handful of Citizens, some straps, and more. They'll be giving away 2 Adapt watches and auctioning off some pretty cool items, including a previously sold out Autodromo. You won't want to miss it. Additionally, our very own Zach Weiss will be joining the discussion to talk about our latest limited edition release with Nevada Grenchen launching earlier that day. To check all that out and more, make sure you download the Whatnot app. You'll get $15 in credit towards your first purchase if you use the invite link in the description and bookmark the upcoming stream. We hope to see you there. Christopher Ward has teamed up with Gecko, a retailer of theirs, on a collaboration within their C65 Aquitaine line. This was a collection released earlier this year that we enjoyed for its lovely use of color and its sapphire bezel insert. This limited edition gets a lovely two-tone dial that starts with a white base and places a textured blue ring inside. Within that ring, you'll find the hour markers, which include a loomed 3, 6, and 9 hour marker and a large triangle at 12 o'clock. It gets the same handset that you find on the regular C65 Aquitaine collection. However, the date has been removed here. So if you're into that kind of thing, this might be the watch for you. I get strong Helios Roldorf vibes from this one, and it might prove just as difficult to get. They're only making 50 of these watches. Good luck if you're trying to get one and didn't manage to snag one in the sale last week. And before we move on, can I just ask, are we over critiquing the Christopher Ward logo on these dials? I think I am. Next up, Baltic releases a regular production version of their Tri-Compacts. That's not really a Tri-Compact. We saw a limited edition version of this done in collaboration with Peter Otto, released earlier this year. The regular production version ditches a little bit of that color, as well as the handheld flyback chronographs, in favor of a Panda and a reverse Panda configuration. These watches still come in the 39.5mm steel case. It's quite lovely on the wrist. This has the steel flat link bracelet in addition to a leather strap option. It's got all the style that you know and love in mid-century sport watches, but a little bit of that modern chicness that Baltic has gotten so good at these days. These are priced around $1,500, and the first 400 being made will be numbered on the case back, and those will ship in April of next year. If you aren't lucky enough to get in that batch, the following regular production versions of these will start shipping in September of 2023. Porsche 911 ownership, not a prerequisite for ownership, I think. You can see our full thoughts on this watch in a review that we did of the collaboration with Peter Otto right here on the site that we will link down below. And that's it for episode 26 of A Week in Watches. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsor, Whatnot. A reminder, tune in to the live stream on December 7th at 4 p.m. Eastern. You can catch Patrick Marlett. Zach Weiss is going to stop by. We're going to be talking about all kinds of cool stuff there. If you want more watch news, be sure to hit up wornandwound.com. Thanks again for watching, and if you like this content, please be sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, take care.